Good morning, everybody. I'm Bob Lowe, and I'm president of the Canadian Cattlemen's Association. Welcome to our video update, another method we're trying to make sure the producers are kept up to date on what's going on in the cattle industry.
So Bob, how important is it for the beef industry that Cargill is up and running?
Hugely important. Cargill being closed down for 14 days and the slowdown at JBS, plus the slowdown in the plants south of the border, have caused a backup of about 100,000 head. We have to get those caught up, and in order to get the industry current again, we need all the packers processing cattle at full speed to keep up to our commitments both domestically and internationally.
Does Cargill's announcement change the beef industry's ask to the federal government?
No. As I said, they'll be running at about 1,500 to 2,000 head, which is about half capacity. JBS at Brooks is running at roughly 1,000 head. So we're still only processing maybe 40% of our capacity, our ability in Canada, which is backing up cattle. Our ask to government, including the price insurance, shared premium, set aside, and some changes to the business risk management programs, are as valid and as urgent as they ever were. We're still backing up cattle in the system. So we're processing at maybe 40% of capacity, which means cattle are still being backed up, and we've got to get through that backlog. The effects of that go all the way down to the cow-calf producer.
McDonald's made two announcements this week. How important is the McDonald's relationship?
McDonald's has been a huge supporter of the Canadian cattle industry for a very long time. Their announcement that they have to source meat outside of Canada is a direct result of our packing industry slowdown. We just are not supplying enough meat to satisfy McDonald's needs. The good thing here is they're still selling hamburgers. That's a great thing. McDonald's support for the industry has been shown. They've committed to join the Canadian Cattlemen's Foundation as a founding partner to further the industry in youth and research. We don't know what that'll look like yet. We'll be talking about it in the future, but I can't say enough about the importance of McDonald's to our industry. McDonald's consumes 2% of the beef in the world, so to have them as a partner in our industry is pretty huge. Thank you.
I'm Brian Perillat. I'm the manager and senior analyst with CanFax Marketing, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Fed markets and what's transpired through the month of April. Certainly been a very, very challenging month for feedlots across Canada and across North America, as processing plants have been either shut down or running at significantly reduced slaughter rates, which is pushing cattle back and at times almost don't quite have a really transparent price discovery in the fed cattle market. The last week, for example, or at the end of April, our processing in Canada was under 25,000 head, one of the lowest kills, in history there. Certainly probably over 30,000 head below where we would want to be working through our existing supplies. So certainly seeing a backup of cattle, that side of things. Limited prices on some of the smaller plants basically that are still operating and trying to take in some cattle that they need delivery in the next 1 to 2 weeks. In some of those cases, we're seeing prices around the low teens, 112, even 113, as I say, at the end of April, compared to earlier in the month or late March where we were 145. We're looking at another $500 per head decline in our fed cattle market. So certainly taking a pretty big hit. A lot of feedlots even are not even marketing cattle. They're simply just feeding them and hoping that once these plants come back on stream, we'll have a little bit of a better market and can work that way. So certainly quite a lot of cattle backing up, seeing significant losses at this rate at the feedlot sector. It's a bit of a wait and see as we hope that the packing plants can take care of some of this inventory. Hopefully a lot of these calves, these are calf fed, that can be pushed back a little bit. That gives us a little bit of breathing space for a few weeks. But that said, we're still seeing a significant backup of cattle and a reduction in prices at this point in time.
Afternoon, everyone. I'm Rick Wright from the Livestock Markets Association of Canada. Taking a brief look at the feeder and cull cattle markets for this week across the country. Deliveries to the auction marts are on the seasonal decline here right now, so the numbers have not been overbearing. We're experiencing anywhere from 350 to 1,500 cattle per sale, which is considerably lower than what we would do at this particular time. Buyers are continuing to support the auction marts and the free market on the cattle. Feeder cattle that are 700 pounds and down are meeting a very strong demand if they're suitable to go to grass. It looks like the buyers for the grass cattle are almost fearless in their demand to pick up some inventory for this summer. However, it's a different story when we get into the 800 pound plus cattle. They're a little more limited in the demand, a little tougher to move, although we are seeing some support from Ontario and Quebec on the top end calves with a little premiums being paid. We're looking at the U.S. putting in a floor price. They are taking a few heifer calves out of central Manitoba and eastern Saskatchewan in that 700 to 800 pound range. We are seeing some support from the producers to buy in some replacement style heifers, so that's a little bit spotty, but there are a few premiums at a few of the sales on those good quality type heifers. When we get into the producers, they're starting to retain a few more heifers and a few more of the younger feeding style cows to go out to grass to rebreed. So on the cull market, we've seen a decline in the numbers coming in. Of course, we were encouraging producers not to flood the market with the cows, and they've heeded the warning. In Manitoba, eastern Saskatchewan, cow market is quite good, trading anywhere from 65 to 75 cents with some 80-cent cows on the market this week. Strong local demand from the local abattoirs and the packing plant at Carmen. We also see a floor price put on by the U.S. packers, especially Long Prairie and Minnesota, taking a lot of the Western Canada cows. A differential between Manitoba and Alberta is about 6 to 10 cents on the cows. That pretty much takes the extra freight to get them here and across the border. We are looking at smaller deliveries over the next couple of weeks, and there still will be some volatility in the market, but the grass demand for the lightweight calves will continue to be good, and the cull cow market better than expected, and I'm not sure whether it's worthwhile keeping those cows, but we certainly don't want to flood the market, so call your marketing agents before you deliver. That's our report for this week. I'm Rick Wright.
Hello, everyone. This is John Betts from McDonald's. I hope you and your families are safe and well during the pandemic. Thanks for the opportunity to be part of today's update and talk about McDonald's Canada's commitment to the beef industry. As you've heard by now, I'm sure, we will be temporarily sourcing some beef from outside of Canada. This was a tough decision, but I want to reinforce it's only temporary. We will source from outside of Canada for as long as absolutely necessary, and once everything is stable again, we're eager to get back to our promise of serving only 100% Canadian beef. That promise is a critical part of our value to Canadians, and without Canadian ranchers and farmers, we just wouldn't be able to deliver on it. Our partnership is one of the pillars that holds McDonald's Canada up. We rely on it to serve only the very best burgers. So we're looking forward to getting back to what we know and what we love, and that's 100% Canadian beef. Thanks, everyone. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.